Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. 12th class. Accountancy. Chapter 5, Book 3. And this chapter contains 8 marks as per board. In final examination, out of 20, this chapter contains 8 marks, which is 40% of the third book of the marks. So this chapter is very important and a little bit lengthy too. And it's very important as well as technical. If you are leaving any of the class of this chapter, then on the next day you will not be able to understand the chapter. So it's important to take all the classes or regular classes for this chapter. Clear? So the chapter name is cash flow statement. Cash flow statement, and meaning, as the name implies, that cash flow statement. What does the name mean? Name means the statement which shows flow of cash. The statement which shows flow of cash. Flow of cash means, flow means either cash is going outside or cash is coming inside. If the cash is going outside, then it is known as outflow. And if cash is coming inside, then it is known as inflow of cash. So till now, till 11th class, yes, till 11th class, we have studied that financial statements of a company are, financial statements of a company contains, wait a minute, yes, financial statements of a company. Financial statements of a company. I am unmuting Vishali. Vishali, please tell me the name of the financial statements of a company. Yes, I have unmuted you. Name of the financial statements.
Statement yes. Of profit and loss account and balance sheet.
Yes, very good. For a sole proprietor also, the financial statements are trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. And for a company, financial statements are statement of profit and loss. This is all about your 11th class knowledge. Then balance sheet. And in sole proprietor, this statement of profit and loss is known as trading and P&L account. In 11th class, we were preparing trading and profit and loss account. And in companies, combinedly trading and profit and loss account is known as statement of profit and loss account. And the next financial statement is balance sheet. Two financial statements are very well known to everyone. So statement of profit and loss account is prepared to know about the profits. This statement is prepared to know about the profits. And this balance sheet is prepared to know about the financial position of a business. Yes, every business wants to know its financial position at the end of the year. At the end of the year. So financial position means what is the amount of assets a business is having, what is the amount of liabilities a business is having. So every business, whether it is a small scale business or large scale business, sole proprietor, partnership, companies, private company, joint stock company, every business, profit making business, non-profit making business, like a school is a non-profit organization, but at the end of the year, balance sheet is always prepared in every school to know the financial position of the school, what are the assets of a school, what are the liabilities of a school. If your parents are doing business, they must be preparing their own statement of profit and loss account and balance sheet. So these two are known as the financial statements of a company. Till now we have understood it. But as per Indian Companies Act 2013, One more financial statement is there, which is introduced only in 12th class, not in 11th class. That is cash flow statement. That is cash flow statement. As the name implies, this cash flow statement means the statement which shows the flow of cash. Statement which shows flow of cash. And flow of cash means either cash is coming inside or cash is going outside. When the cash is coming inside, then it is known as inflow. And when cash is going outside, then it is known as outflow. So the main objective of this financial statement is to know about the inflows and outflows of a business of cash and cash equivalents. What are the cash equivalents? In the same chapter, I will be telling you in the next topic the meaning of cash equivalents. Here I am telling you in short, cash equivalents are the instruments or the documents which are equal to cash. Equal to cash means not exactly cash, but they can be converted in cash any time. So cash flow statement is always prepared over a period of time. Like balance sheet is prepared at the end of the year. So similarly, cash flow statement is also prepared at the end of the year. And end of the year, you all know very well, there are two types of end of the year, calendar year and the financial year. Calendar year, which ends on 31st December, and financial year, which ends on 31st March. All the corporate sectors, joint stock companies, and all other sectors are required to prepare their financial statements by following financial years. They cannot follow the calendar years. It is mandatory by the law. They need to prepare their financial statements on 31st March. But the sole proprietor and other forms of businesses which are not registered anywhere, some type of partnership which are not registered, or the sole proprietors, they are having a choice or option. It's up to them whether they want to follow the calendar year or the financial year. Clear? So in short, we can say that the cash flow statement is a financial statement which shows the inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents from various activities. In detail, we will be learning about these activities. Every business has three types of activities: operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So in cash flow, we will talking about in detail all the activities. So while doing or performing all these activities, either there will be inflow of the cash or there will be outflow of the cash. Clear? So this is the cash flow statement, and always in accounting, every definition ends with during an accounting period. Accounting period is always of 12 months. Okay. So accounting period may be the 31st December or maybe the 31st March. I hope I am clear till here. So now the meaning of cash and cash equivalent. Why the meaning of cash and cash equivalent? Because in definition, we have studied that the cash flow statement is a statement which shows the inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalent. Now the meaning of inflow is clear, means incoming of the cash. Outflow is clear, means outgoing of the cash. Now what is left? Cash and cash equivalent. So for a layman, cash means only the cash in hand, meaning of cash. For a layman, cash means only cash in hand. But in cash flow, cash means cash in hand as well as cash at bank. That means cash. In cash flow statement, cash means either cash in hand, which every businessman maintain to meet out the regular expenses. Cash at bank, the extra amount is kept in the bank account by the businessman, so that at the time of need he can withdraw it. Cash at bank. And mostly the balance which is available in the bank, that is known as demand deposits, DD. It's not demand draft, it's demand deposits. Demand deposits, what does it mean? Demand deposits means the deposits which are payable on demand. Payable on demand means, suppose I am having 1 lakh rupees in my bank account. So that balance which is in my bank account will be known as demand deposit. Why? Because any time I can withdraw this amount. Normally these deposits are known as checkable deposits. checkable deposits. Checkable deposits means the deposits against which checks can be issued. The deposits against which checks can be issued. We are having a checkbook given by the bank. So the amount which is kept in bank as a balance that can be withdrawn anytime by issuing checks or by using ATM card or by making online transfers. In any form, we can use this amount. So this is the meaning of cash only. Now come back to the cash equivalents. So cash, both are the very important one marker question. Here I just want to tell you that in this chapter always 3 questions come. Okay, always 3 questions come from this chapter in the board paper. One 6 marker question is there, that will be the numerical in detail, and 2 1 marker questions are there. It is decided that 2 1 marker question will be coming from this chapter. So this is a very good 1 marker question, define cash, and the mostly students will write cash in hand means cash, but it also includes cash at bank. Second is cash equivalent, again a very important question, 1 marker. Cash equivalent means those short-term, highly liquid investments that are readily convertible into the known amounts of cash. Means these are the investments basically, not the cash, but they can be easily converted into the cash. They can be easily converted into the known amount of cash without any loss. And they are having a very lesser maturity period. Maturity period means the time period within which they will be calculated or they will be converted into cash. Okay. So basically the time period is 90 days. Time period is 90 days. Suppose we are having an investment. We have purchased anything, suppose a preference shares of a company for 2 months only. 2 months only means their maturity period is 60 days. And after that 2 months, mutual funds, we have invested money in mutual funds, commercial paper, T-bill. You must have read about T-bill in economics, money and banking chapter. So T-bills are those bills which are issued by RBI on behalf of central government. Clear? So if any business has invested its money, Vaishali, your video is off. So if in any business, the money is invested in T-bills, the time period is very short. Suppose it is short period is 9 months. So in that case, it cannot be categorized as a cash equivalent. Cash equivalent means maturity period is less than 90 days. So anytime within 90 days, we can convert it into cash. For examples, you can write the examples of cash equivalents. I'm telling you the examples of few cash equivalents. Write down. Yes. करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स जो आपने बैलेंस शीट में भी टर्म्स किए हैं उन्हीं में से कुछ टर्म्स हैं बेटा. एग्जांपल्स ऑफ कैश इक्विवेलेंट, वेरी गुड 1 marker question. Current investments in current assets, but the condition is these investments are held for a maturity period less than 3 months. Whenever I am writing any term here, the maturity period is less than 3 months. Current investments. Current investments, T-bills, these are the example of cash equivalents. Commercial papers, CP, preference shares, but the condition is the maturity period is less than 3 months. Clear? So these are the examples of cash equivalent. So cash and cash equivalent means cash in hand, cash at bank, and cash equivalent means the documents which are highly liquid. Liquid means can be converted into cash, that are readily convertible into known amount of cash. Known amount of cash means suppose you have purchased the preference shares T-bills for 50,000. And it is very much known to you that after 2 months, when you will be converting it into cash, then you will be getting back 50,500. So it is the known amount. Known amount means the matured amount is already known to you and there is no risk of loss. After 2 months, definitely you will be getting 50,500. That's why in this definition it is written that convertible into known amount of cash and which are subject to an insignificant risk. Insignificant means very minor, 0 point something % risk is there for the change in the value. The values will never be changed. Like you have invested in the shares of a company, value maybe go higher or may come down. But in cash equivalents, there will be no changes in the values. These are the examples which I have already told you. Preference shares of a company acquired shortly before their specific redemption date. Short-term marketable securities. This can be readily converted into cash, like current investment, for example. Cash flows. Next important term is here. I am telling you all the important terms which you are going to use in this chapter. Terminology of this chapter, I can say this. And all these are one marker questions also. Cash flows. Cash flows means movement of cash and cash equivalents in and out due to some non-cash items. So receipt of cash flows from a cash item is termed as cash inflow. I have already told you. And payment of cash item is known as cash outflow. For example, purchase of goods, salary paid, rent paid, insurance paid. So all these are the cash outflows. Inflows, for example, cash sales. Only the cash transactions will be recorded in cash flow statement. Whatever the credit transaction a business is doing, that will be never finding a place in cash flow statement. As the name signifies, that cash flow statement means it will record only the flow of cash. If a business has entered in any credit transaction, then that will not be recorded in the cash flow statement. Clear? Next, objectives of cash flow statement means why we are preparing cash flow statements. What is the need of cash flow statement? Wait a minute. So what is the need? क्यों बना रहे हैं हम cash flow statement? The primary objective of the cash flow statement is cash flows, to know about the flow of cash. First objective, to know about the flow of cash. Flow of cash means every businessman wants to know the sources of the cash, and the applications of cash. Applications, or we can say uses of the cash. Sources of the cash means from where the cash is coming inside the business. It means inflow. Sources will lead to inflow. And applications or uses of the cash means where the cash is going out. What are the uses for the outflow of the cash? Like suppose we have purchased a machinery. So we need to recording the purchase of machinery. We have purchased goods, so it will be leading to the outflow of the cash, and we will be recording purchase of goods as a purchase of goods. So first is this objective, and now the second objective, write down. The information is useful in providing users of the financial statements with a basis to assess the ability of enterprise to generate cash and cash equivalents, and the needs of the enterprise to utilize those cash flows. It means we can say it helps in liquidity. It helps in, second point, liquidity and solvency. Solvency position of a business. Solvency of business. How? Because solvency means the ability of a business to make the payments on time. So cash flow statement helps to assess the liquidity, because while analyzing this statement, an outsider will be able to know that what are the sources of cash and what are the uses of cash, from where the cash is coming, whether the business will be able to make the payments on time or not. Clear? So cash flow statement is not a substitute of statement of profit and loss account. Very important one marker question. All those students who have made their videos still, I am going to remove them. So please, after every 2 minutes, I am telling you, Sameer, I am removing you. Sorry, beta. And now you need to tell your parents to talk to me, only then you will be allowed. Yes. So cash flow statement is not a substitute of statement of profit and loss. Why? Because in statement of profit and loss, all type of transactions are recorded, whether it is cash or credit, because we are following accrual basis. And in cash flow statement, we are preparing only cash basis. So statement of profit and loss account will be showing the profits earned during the year. But cash flow statement will be showing about the position of the cash, whether the cash is insufficient or not, so that the payments can be done on time. Yes, we can analyze some of the transactions, like Sale of fixed assets, book value 1 lakh at a loss of 5,000. It means there will be cash inflow. These transactions will be used in numerical, so try to understand here only. Yes. Yes. 95,000 will be inflow. Purchase of stock in trade for cash, so it will result in outflow. So there is a movement of cash out from a non-cash item. Cash received from debtors. Again, the debtors are converted into cash. So it will lead to cash inflow. And here you can see that the book value of the asset was 1 lakh, but you have sold it at a loss of 5,000. So the net cash inflow is 95,000. So we will be recording the net cash inflows or outflows, like cash deposited in bank. Remember, while doing cash book in 11th class, I had introduced one concept that was contra entry. Anyone can please tell me about contra entry? What do you mean by contra entry? Yes, I am waiting for your answer. You can raise your hand. Contra entry. What do you mean by contra entry? Yes, Piyush, I have unmuted you. Do you remember about contra entry?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
Those entries in which cash and bank transaction are involved.
Example of contra entry. Very good.
Cash withdrawn from bank, cash deposited into bank.
Yes, very good. Contra entries were those entries in which cash account as well as bank account both are involved. So two examples of contra entry are there. Either cash is deposited in bank or cash is withdrawn from bank for office use only, not for personal use. If we are withdrawing the cash from bank for personal use, then it cannot be recorded as a contra entry. So while doing this type of transaction, cash is deposited in bank or cash is withdrawn from bank. Okay, so these two transactions will be having no change in cash flow position. Why? Anyone can explain me why? No change on cash flow position, or we can say no flow. These two will result in no flow. Why? You can raise hand. Why I am telling you that this will result in no flow of cash? Yes. Anyone can raise hand if he knows. No one knows. Just try to give your viewpoint, beta. हो सकता है कि आप सही हो. Yes, I am waiting. Yes. Okay, you can give me in chat box. Yes, yes, Ankita. Very good. Speak up.
Ma'am, the cash is kept with us only whether it is in bank or it is in hand.
Yes, we can say.
It will remain with us only.
Yes, because in this chapter, cash means cash plus bank balance. In this chapter, very good, Ankita. I had told you that cash means not only the cash in hand, it also includes cash at bank. So cash plus bank. When you have withdrawn money from cash, then only the form of the place of the money has been changed. Neither the money is coming inside nor the money is going outside from the business. Only the place of the cash is changed. So that's why whenever cash will be deposited in the bank or cash will be withdrawn from the bank, in that case we will be writing in the answer no flow of cash and cash equivalents, no effect or no flow. It simply represents the movement between the items of cash and cash equivalents. Next, cash withdrawn from bank, again same, no effect, no flow. Sale of marketable securities, no effect. Why? Because marketable securities are the part of cash equivalents. So when cash is converted into equivalent or equivalent is converted into cash, so basically it will lead to no flow of cash. So always remember this, no flow of cash means either cash is converted into equivalent or equivalent is converted into cash. So it represents always no flow of the cash. Proposed dividend. At the end of the year, all the companies usually declare dividend. So that is a proposed dividend which is declared by the directors in the board of directors meeting, annual general meeting. Further, that dividend is to be approved by the shareholders. Why? Because shareholders are the real owners of the company. So no dividend can be paid without the approval of the shareholders. Clear? So in that case, that dividend which is proposed by the directors, not approved by the shareholders, is known as proposed dividend. So this is only the proposal given by the directors. So in this case also, again, there is no movement of the cash. So we will be not recording it as a cash inflow or outflow. It will be recorded just like the no flow of the cash. Then dividend interest paid. We are making payment of dividend, either of dividend or of interest. Then it will be leading to the cash outflows. Then interest received, cash inflow. Discount received of making payment, discount. Discount received on making of payment, no flow of cash. Actually, the amount which we have received in net or paid in net, that will be recorded. So for discount, no flow of cash. Old furniture written off here means depreciated. So in depreciation, you all know the journal entry is there, which is depreciation to furniture. Journal chapter will be also equally important here also. So depreciation to furniture. So again, you can see in the writing of furniture means depreciating the furniture. No cash account is involved. So it will be recording no flow of cash. Next, purchase of fixed assets on long-term deferred payment, no flow of cash because there is no immediate outflow of cash. Deferred payment means future payment. We will be making payment in future. So at present, it can't be recorded. When we will be making payment, we will be recording then. Charging of depreciation on furniture, no effect. Payment of cash to creditors, very much cash outflow. Cash is going to the creditors. Goodwill written off, again, goodwill is amortized. Written off means goodwill is amortized. So no effect on cash. Then refund of tax, government, if we have made tax payment extra, so that payment will be refunded back to, by the government to us. So that will be resulting in cash inflow. Next, provision for tax. If we are making a provision means we are making, we are keeping aside a part of the profit for future contingencies. So we are just keeping a part of the profit aside, but that part is very much inside the business. It has not went outside the business. So it cannot be considered as a cash outflow. It will be no effect on cash. So these transactions which are having like depreciation, goodwill amortization, provision for tax, proposed dividend, all these transactions are known as non-cash transactions. These are known as non-cash transactions which are not having any effect on cash. So I hope I am clear till here. Today we have done the objectives of cash, meaning of cash flow statement, meaning of cash and cash equivalent. Then we have practiced some transactions. So if you are having any queries or any doubt, you can raise your